Early life and background. Full name, Taylor Allison Swift. Date of birth, December 13, 1989. Place of birth, Reading, Pennsylvania, USA. Parents, Scott Kingsley Swift, a financial advisor, and Andrea Gardner Swift, a former mutual fund marketing executive turned homemaker. Siblings, she has a younger brother, Austin Swift, who is an actor and filmmaker. Taylor Swift grew up on a Christmas tree farm in Wyoming, Pennsylvania. Her interest in music was evident from a young age, inspired by her grandmother, who was an opera singer. Swift showed early promise in poetry, winning a national poetry contest at age 10 with a poem titled "Monster in My Closet." She soon turned her attention to songwriting and began learning guitar at age 12. Swift's early influences included country artists like Shania Twain and Faith Hill, and her love for country music motivated her to perform at local events, fairs, and karaoke contests. Career beginnings. Moved to Nashville. At the age of 14, Taylor Swift persuaded her parents to move to Hendersonville, Tennessee, near Nashville, to help her pursue a career in country music. This move was a pivotal moment in her career. First record deal. In Nashville, Swift initially signed with RCA Records as part of their artist development deal. However, feeling limited in creative freedom, she left RCA at 15. She soon performed at an industry showcase where she caught the attention of Scott Borchetta, who was in the process of launching Big Machine Records. Taylor became one of the label's first signings. Debut album. Her self-titled debut album, Taylor Swift, was released in 2006 when she was just 16. The album was a blend of country and pop, and it produced several hit singles, including Tim McGraw, Teardrops on My Guitar, and Our Song. Swift wrote or co-wrote every song on the album, showcasing her talent as a songwriter. The album was a commercial success and established her as a rising star in the country music scene. Musical evolution and breakthrough. Fearless, 2008. Swift's second album, Fearless, was released in 2008 and became a commercial and critical triumph. The album included massive hits like Love Story and You Belong With Me, which crossed over from country to pop, expanding her fanbase. Fearless earned Swift 4 Grammy Awards, including Album of the Year, making her the youngest artist at the time to win the honor. The album solidified her status as a major force in the music industry. Speak Now, 2010. With her third album, Speak Now, released in 2010, Taylor Swift further established herself as a powerhouse in songwriting. She wrote every song on the album herself, blending country with pop rock elements. The album featured hits like Mine, Back to December, and Mean, the latter of which addressed her critics and won 2 Grammy Awards. Red, 2012. Red marked a significant shift in Swift's musical direction, as she began to embrace more pop and electronic influences. The album, released in 2012, featured a diverse range of sounds, from country pop to mainstream pop, and even dubstep in I Knew You Were Trouble. We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together became her first #1 single on the Billboard Hot 100. The album was a critical and commercial success and earned her multiple Grammy nominations. Transition to pop stardom. 1989, 2014. Swift's fifth album, 1989, marked her full transition to pop music. Released in 2014, the album was inspired by the music of the late 1980s and was a radical departure from her country roots. It included hits like Shake It Off, Blank Space, and Style. 1989 was both a commercial juggernaut and a critical darling, winning 3 Grammy Awards, including her second Album of the Year, making her the first woman to win the award twice. Reputation era. Reputation, 2017. Released in 2017, Reputation was a darker, more edgy album that responded to the intense media scrutiny and public feuds Swift had been involved in, particularly with Kanye West and Kim Kardashian. The album's lead single, Look What You Made Me Do, was a biting commentary on her public image. Despite the controversy, Reputation was a massive commercial success, debuting at #1 on the Billboard 200 and eventually becoming one of the best-selling albums of the year. Return to romance and introspection. Lover, 2019. Lover, released in 2019, marked a return to a lighter, more romantic sound. The album was a celebration of love in all its forms and featured hits like Me and You Need to Calm Down. The title track, Lover, became an instant fan favorite. The album was notable for being the first that Taylor Swift fully owned the rights to after her departure from Big Machine Records. Folklore and Evermore. Folklore, 2020. In a surprise move, Taylor Swift released Folklore in July 2020, an indie folk album that was a departure from her previous work. Written and recorded during the COVID-19 pandemic, Folklore featured more subdued, introspective songs with complex storytelling, such as Cardigan and Exile. The album received widespread critical acclaim and won the Grammy Award for Album of the Year in 2021, making Swift the first woman to win the award 3 times. Evermore, 2020. Just 5 months later, Swift released Evermore, a sister album to Folklore. It continued the folk and alternative sound, with tracks like Willow and Champagne Problems. The album was another critical and commercial success, solidifying her reputation as an artist willing to take creative risks. Re-recordings and artist rights. In 2019, Taylor Swift became embroiled in a highly publicized dispute over the ownership of her master recordings, which were sold without her consent to Scooter Braun. In response, she announced that she would re-record her first 6 albums to regain control of her music. The first of these, Fearless, Taylor's version, was released in April 2021 and included additional unreleased tracks. This project has been met with widespread support from her fans and the industry alike. The Eras Tour. The Eras Tour, 2023 to 2024. Taylor Swift's Eras Tour has been one of the most anticipated and successful tours in recent history. The tour celebrates all of Swift's musical eras, from her debut album to her latest work. It has received critical acclaim for its production quality and nostalgic appeal and has set new records for ticket sales and concert attendance. The tour has been a significant cultural event, further cementing Swift's status as a global icon. Personal life. Taylor Swift's personal life has often been in the public eye, particularly her relationships. Over the years, she has been linked with several high-profile celebrities, including Joe Jonas, John Mayer, Jake Gyllenhaal, Harry Styles, Calvin Harris, Tom Hiddleston, and more recently, Joe Alwyn, with whom she was in a long-term relationship from 2016 until their reported split in 2023. Her relationships have frequently inspired her songwriting, with many of her most famous songs being written about her past romances. Beyond her romantic life, Swift is known for her close friendships, often referred to as her squad, which has included famous names like Selena Gomez, Gigi Hadid, and Karlie Kloss. She is also a dedicated cat owner, with her cats Meredith Grey, Olivia Benson, and Benjamin Button being beloved by her fans. Philanthropy and activism. Taylor Swift is also known for her philanthropy and activism. She has donated millions to various causes, including education, disaster relief, and the fight against cancer. Swift has been an advocate for artists' rights, most notably during her disputes with streaming services over fair compensation for musicians. In recent years, she has become more vocal about her political views, endorsing candidates and causes she believes in, particularly around issues of LGBTQ+ rights, voter registration, and gender equality.